Recently, I was contacted by the Dehancer company who offered me to review their product. If you don't know what Dehancer is, it is the amazing plugin for DaVinci Resolve or another softwares which can help you to achieve film looks in a very easy way. Intro. Dehancer team, they greatly replicate analog process of the developing the films and bring it to digital world. Today I will show you how you can use it very easily in the DaVinci Resolve, in the Lightroom and on your iPhone. We need to make sure that we are working in the biggest possible color space what DaVinci Resolve can offer to us. So when you turn on your project, you have to go to your settings. We are now in the color tab. I already get ready some clips here, and as we have like some different scenes, I already separate them by the colors, and this can help you later in your color grading process. Let's jump to the color tab, and here you need to go to the settings. In the settings, you need to choose color management, go to color science, will be DaVinci YRGB, timeline color space will be DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate, and this allows us to work in the biggest color space what DaVinci Resolve can actually offer. Output color space, this depends on what you are working on, but as I'm on the monitor which is calibrated to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4, I am choosing this value. This is because a majority of the monitors, TV screens and also mobile displays are calibrated to this value, so it should be like much more consistent when you watch what we do here on different screens. Also, as I have this monitor connected to Mac, you need to change following setting. Go to DaVinci Resolve, Preferences, and when you go to General, just tick these two options. Use Mac display color profiles for viewers and automatically tag Rec 709 scenes clips as Rec 709A. If you don't do this and you would work in the basic Rec 709 color space, that means that you are actually limiting your clips from your expensive cameras which you record in a log or RAW, and you are not allowing yourself to play more with them. If you put them to DaVinci Resolve color space, you have much more space and options to actually push your pictures to the limit. Let's choose our first clip. As you see, it is very washed out. This was shot in a RAW with the Canon C200, and now we will start from the completely scratch. Boom. Normally, you will be adding the new nodes. It is Alt S on the Windows or Command S on the Mac. So we will add 5 nodes for now. So on the first node, we will need to tell DaVinci Resolve on what camera we were recording and bring our video to DaVinci color space. In here, we will use this setting. It is called color space transform. If you don't want to look for it, you just go here to search and you put KOL or A, and you have it here, color space transform, and you bring it on your first node. I know it was Canon Cinema Gamut, and it was C-Log 2. So now we tell DaVinci Resolve, like, hey, we film in this profile. And now we tell him, hey, bring it to your world. So we go to DaVinci White Gamut and DaVinci Intermediate. This is our first node. But now, on the last node, we will drag the same thing, and here we will tell DaVinci, hey, bring it from your world, from your color space, to our screen space. So we will tell him to bring it from DaVinci White Gamut and DaVinci Intermediate to Rec 709 and Gamma 2.4. And as you see what happened with the picture, this is like probably most accurate how it looks like when I was filming it. And also I recommend you to use custom max output and bring this to the 1000. If you think that you have this very messed up, these nodes, just right click and clean up node graph. On our first node, I usually do the balance. Node label, and I will label it as a balance. Our second node will be saturation, and our third node will be Dehancer. If you see this somehow weirdly and you are not sure, like you don't see the scopes, so just click here and do reset view, and now we have it very nicely. So this image is quite good balance, but anyway I would still put a little bit more light in there, a little bit more contrast, and maybe push it a little bit more to the blue side. Okay. With the saturation we will play after. And now I will show you very easy how to do very nice look with the Dehancer. You type here to the search bar Dehancer and you put Dehancer on this third node. Boom. Now this goes crazy, but we will sort this in a second. Here Dehancer offers us on the right side all the tools what we can work with. But as a first we will scroll down and we click disable all tools. And now we can work with a clean plate. So we go all the way back to the top, and here we will tell Dehancer like, hey, we are working in the DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate Color Space. Then these sliders offer us also to work with the exposure, temperature and tint on our original clip, but we will leave this as it is now. In the film tab we will choose on what film we want actually film this scene. Each of these films in the analog world are developed and created for different scenes. For example, films with a D on the end are made for the daylight, and with the T I made it for the tungsten light. But yeah, you should maybe follow these rules, but we are in the digital world and we can experiment. But for now I will choose Kodak Portra 160 NC and click enable. And now we apply the film to our look. I know it looks maybe different, but let's continue with developing this look. So once we choose the film, then we will choose where we want to print. And we will print on the Kodak Endura glossy paper. And also press enable, and now it looks like this. And also in this tab you can use exposure, which we will definitely use to raise the exposure. Add a little bit more of the contrast. And of course you would say now, hey, why is it like so desaturated? Of course this is not like what I want. So we have few ways how we can add saturation. You can add saturation here in the film developer, which you press enable and you do color boost. And this is what is happening with our picture, looking already very nice. And we go before and after. This is where we come like with very easy steps. But I like to add saturation this way, that's why we bring this node before. Go to saturation, you come to this color slice and put saturation to around 1.3. And here we can balance it a little bit this way. Also, in the film compression, if you press enable, you have another options. And you can watch now her white dress. As soon as we add film compression, it's just smoothing a little bit all the highlights in the shots, and it's just much more pleasant to the eye. And then in the expand tab with the black point, when we put enable, this allows you to work with the shadows and the dark spots, so we can raise it a little bit more. And with this I am happy with this way. So then I would like to play a little bit with the contrast and still add a little bit more contrast in here. And also click to analog range limiter. And look what's going on now. Also the whole picture becomes like more pleasant, at least to my eye. As I said, like in this world, if you like it certain way, maybe somebody will don't like it, but if you like it, go for it. Color head helps you to play with the different colors and with developing the tones of your picture. Let's say yellow and the blue. You see, you are adding more yellow or blue to the picture, also with the magenta or the green. And also with the shadow, or in the shadow tone, if you go to the left side, you are adding more blue to the shadow. And with the midtones, when we go to the right, we are adding more warm to the midtones part of the image. And I would still add a little bit more color density. And now we can choose like before and after and play it. And now this is how it looks with a very easy steps. And now when she is coming to the light, I will definitely bring down the exposure on this node. And also we can still play with the balance, and here I like to bring this down and still bring a little bit saturation up. And now the top source which a film emulation as a Dehancer is offering is a film grain, halation and a halo or bloom. So next you have these options. Film grain. As soon as you enable film grain, look what's gonna happen with our picture. I will zoom a little bit more. This is before and after. Okay, for somebody it can be too much. This is for me also too much. So I'm usually choosing the 6550 ISO 50. And just a little bit softer. And what is great on the film grain of the Dehancer, when you click here and you go to custom, it gives you option actually to control the grain. You can actually bring it down from the midtones. Look at her skin now. It's coming out from the skin tones, but it's still keeping in the shadows and everywhere else. So next is the halation. When you enable the halation, it's like red orangey glow which appears on the analog films, and we can replicate it here. And then also when you add bloom, look around her face and around these areas. This is also very specific look for the films. And you can also control the amount of the bloom, how much you want to have it in your picture. So I will park it somewhere here. Then also we can add a film damage, film breadth or overscan, which means like something like this, that you can bring like your picture very easy to look like now shoot on super 35mm. But mainly what I'm using is like choosing the film and choosing the print, and then playing with the exposure, contrast and saturation. Now you can still also add vignetting. As soon as you click vignette, you see what's happening with the picture, and you can also like put down the exposure, which brings now much more focus in our picture to our model. And now let's play it from the beginning. Now as you add a film grain and vignette and everything, like the computer is a little bit slower, but you got the point. Okay, so let's say we are happy now with this grade, and now how to replicate it to different pictures and to keep consistent look. Once you are grading clips which were recorded in the same scene, same light and same environment, it's very easy to replicate these settings to different clips. And let's say we have this another clip where she's entering the doors, and we want to apply the same look. You just come with your mouse over our first clip and click with the middle mouse button. Boom, and we are there. Look at this. Before, after. If you want to apply these looks to more clips in the one time, let's say now I click on this another one, hold shift and click on this one because I know it is all with the same scenes, and also just the middle click button, and here we go. We applied all the grade to all of these clips. So let's review how it looks like. Okay, so I'm more than happy with how this looks like. So, but now we have a different scene and different lighting and different setup, yes? So also different camera. Here are some shots from the recent documentary I was making about the Carlito Machado. He's the one-arm Muay Thai fighter whose dream was fighting in Thailand. And it's a very inspiring story. If you are interested to it, please click this link and you can watch 40 minutes documentary I recently created with a Panchi Gym here in Thailand on the Koh Samui Island about him. And he's a very inspiring guy. But let's back to Dehancer. So let's reset the look what we have here. And let's apply our look from a previous grade. Middle click, bam. Okay, you see already like this is not good. Not bad, but not good. Especially that our camera was filming in a different profile. So we need to change our first node. And we need to change Canon C-Log 2 to Canon C-Log 3. And this is very important, where you need to know like on what camera you were filming, or if somebody will send you some clips for grading, just always ask them like, hey, on what camera, on what profiles and gamma you were recording these clips. So now let's back to the Carlo and play it. Okay, I would say it's not bad, but I would still probably bring down more the highlights, even on this node in here with the balance. And let's say, what if we try another film? So let's print this now, let's film this now, let's say on the Kodak Vision 500T, you see, and all the look completely changed now. And you can play with these films like it's up to you, like each of them has very specific looks. I also like this one. And also then you can choose, like you print it differently. Kodak 2383 is very famous Kodak print film, which is used in Hollywood films. So let's try to print on this one. And now we can put down the exposure a little bit less. And target white, you can play here also with the temperature. And also I would change a little bit contrast, a little bit more. And I would return back to film developer and add color boost a little bit here also. Oh, maybe too much. I will just come park it here somewhere. Maybe black point, come maybe a little bit here. And also when we go to the next clip and do middle click with the middle mouse, boom. I would say I would definitely bring a little bit the saturation now in here, exposure down. And also contrast. And let's check these ones, okay. Let's go to our third picture, middle click, and okay, this is actually fine to me. Now this is very nice shot where we can also, like, then later when you add the film grain, I will probably overdo it now so we can see a little bit more before and after. Okay, this is for me very easy way how to use Dehancer in the DaVinci Resolve. It really simplifies my workflow if I want to achieve some very different looks. But as I said, these tools are here for us to experiment. And also maybe there are some principles that somebody tell you, hey, this film you should use only in the daylight. Like, I mean, if you use it in the night shot and you like it, like, come on. I hope so we can take something from this DaVinci Resolve part. So let's jump to Lightroom. So once you will download the Dehancer and you will install it following the manual, which is like super simple. Then when you open the Lightroom and you have your photo ready, you just right click and you go edit in and you will choose Dehancer Lightroom plugin. You just open Dehancer Lightroom, finish. And now your photo is opened in the Dehancer plugin. And here the process is same but different. As soon as this plugin open, you have lots of options on the left side, which are the, for example, presets, which are already made edits for you. And you can maybe choose just one of them, how you want your photo to look like. But let's do it the very similar way, like in the DaVinci Resolve. The first we choose the film, so we go here, films, we will click, make sure this is clicked, and here you will choose the film on which one you want to actually take the picture on. Let's say maybe I like okay, let's stick with this one. So now we choose the film, and on the right side we have all of the tools what we have before in the DaVinci. You can control the exposure. Okay, that's definitely too much. So let's go a little bit back. You can control temperature, also the tint. And here already it says that it print our film to the Kodak Endura Glossy. You can change it to, let's say, Kodak 2383. And also you can choose the target white. You can choose the exposure, but exposure on this slider is behaving a little bit differently. See, before then it was blowing up all of the highlights. I will go with the color density. And also here you can choose like halation, bloom. You can choose the film grain, which here I would go. I like to go heavy with the grain on the photos, but that's, as I said, that's everyone's choice. And also here you can play with the shadow tones and the mid-tone tones. And here, very easy, you go from here to here. This gives you like million options to play also, so it's only up to you on your preferences, what you like and how you would like to achieve looks, what you prefer. Okay, so now let's jump to the iPhone. As soon as you open the Dehancer application, you will get the choice how you can actually choose your video or photo. So I will choose just one of the photos I took today on the coast, on the beach. You can play with the exposure of your photo. In the films, you will choose which film do you prefer, and you will choose like, okay, let's say that I take a picture on the Fuji Color 100, and then you want to print it on, let's say, Fuji 3513 print film. And then also you can play with the exposure, you can play with the compression, color density, and you have all of the tools what you had in the DaVinci for the video, you have here for your photography. You can go to color boost and boost your colors. Okay, that's too much, but just to show you. And yes, this is like very quick and easy way how to achieve some film looks in the Dehancer application. And we can see before and after. Once you choose video for the Dehancer, it will automatically change the interface. And as a first in a source, you can choose the source of your video. I know I was recording this in a Apple iPhone, Apple log, so I will choose this one. This will bring the video to the correct look and the correct color space. Then you go also to the films and you will choose what films you want to use. Let's say C200. And you can also, with the pull and pull, you can actually adjust the saturation and actually the temperature and the tone of the film. Then we will print this. We go to the print and we use, let's say, this is maybe too much, let's say Kodak. Although let's go back to Kodak Endura Glossy. We change the exposure. Also we can choose a little bit less contrast. And we come to the developer and here we choose the color boost to add a little bit more saturation. And also in this case you can add the film grain, which can be much more heavy. You have the halation option, bloom, and all the options what you had on the DaVinci Resolve you have here. So if you are a fan of the film looks and you want to create them very quickly also on your phone, on your clips, then this is the way. And this is probably the only one thing where I was a little bit like, this should be probably improved, where when I bring the, let's say, Apple lock, which you record with this phone and you bring it to the Dehancer application, and I filmed this on the iPhone 16 Pro, which should be like okay with the handling, this everything with the Dehancer application, but as you can see also when I play it, it just goes quite jittery and it is not strong enough to handle this. So I'm not really sure if is it like the app or is it weak iPhone to handling these files and these grades when you do it here. And also there is just one more probably thing with the Dehancer for the iPhone, and it's very pity that I cannot actually edit also the clips directly in the Dehancer. It will be great if I can edit clips and also actually make a color grade in here. I just didn't show the options how I can add more clips and to edit them, to cut them, edit them, and then grade them. So there's probably only one thing I was a little bit like, this can be probably improved. But in the general, I'm definitely very big fan of the Dehancer. I really appreciate the Dehancer team to contacted me and give me this opportunity. It definitely made my color grading process easier to the way where I'm happy much more faster. For last 3 weeks, I was just exploring all the manual, all the things how to use this tool correctly, especially in the DaVinci Resolve because that's what I'm mainly using. I am rarely very using phone or the Lightroom, but it is there and it's good to use it so we know about it. Yes, I hope so you enjoyed this video. If you like the Dehancer and you would like to try it, you can click on the link and go to the Dehancer website. If you use my code, you can get 10% discount. It is the affiliate link, which if you buy something, of course, it helped me somehow and I will really appreciate it. So yeah, there will be definitely more videos coming about these topics. I hope so we enjoy it, and if you have any questions you would like to know, drop down the comment and I will see you in the next video.